Hello, everybody. Welcome to College COD. We are dealing with Championship Saturday, and I hold shift. With me for the All-Star Showdown is none other than one of the greatest to ever do it. Stans, good to see you, man.
Thanks for the gas. I'm excited to get into this one. We got two pretty incredible teams, players from multiple different teams. It's an all-star game. There's going to be some high-level gameplay. There's going to be some, probably some assassinations. I know Pistachio earlier today was trying to work on them. So hopefully we'll be able to get some exciting action in here.
It is going to be the Nutcrackers playing up against the Simpstachios, two of the greatest team names to ever bless the Call of Duty scene. No bias whatsoever. That's just the way it is. But there is a full schedule full of action here today. We're going to be starting with this All-Star Showdown first and foremost. We'll be doing a best of 5, and we'll be playing through all 5 of those maps, regardless of the map count. Afterwards, we'll be jumping straight into our preview show to kind of break down the action of what has occurred up until this current point in our playoffs, and then we'll be setting up where we're going to be heading for our final 5 teams that are in the mix. We'll be looking at GSU and Carleton as our first scheduled match to be played. That's a losers quarterfinals matchup. Winner of that will play up against Concord in the losers semis. Winner of that will play up against Humber in the losers finals. And the winner of that will play up against Texas A&M Maroon for the grand finals, and who might just be crowned the season 2 champions. But you take a look, we already have our map set ready to go. Let's take a look at our rosters, though, as far as what these two teams will be comprised of. For the Nutcrackers, this is Lou's team, as he'll be playing with Velux, Condog, Tested, and Report. And for the Simpstachios, Pistachio, of course, leading that team with Fnatic, Coders, Shields, and Benji.
Looking at these two teams, these are all players that popped off during the regular season and in playoffs. Unfortunately for Lou, bowing out a little earlier, as did Pistachio. I know you and I both were very high on UTD going into playoffs. That didn't end up panning out. But between these two teams, they're just both stacked rosters. And I think the question is, who's going to decide to take it seriously and who's going to decide to have some fun?
We were kind of spitballing last night late, saying that we should definitely be seeing, I want to see one map be played with no meta weapons, no M4s, no MP5s. I want to see Uzis and P90s and Kilos and AKs, and then I want to see a surge for just all snipers, at least one round of 10 snipers. That's all I ask. I don't necessarily say I require it, but I definitely ask that we get that. But who knows? Who knows what happens? And just to kind of break things down for you guys again, it is a northeast-southeast team playing up against a west-midwest team. So a little bit of divisional rivalry coming into the mix as well. But we're ready to go with map number 1. I don't recall exactly what it was on the bottom third. If we have a chance to look back at what our map set looks like, being told that it will be Gunrunner for our first map up, Petro for the search, and then we'll at least get Hackney Yard for the domination. Actually, we'll see everything, so I shouldn't say at least. But Gunrunner Hardpoint, we all know what it looks like. I'm most excited to see what weapons we're going to see come out. I'm hoping we see a handful of Uzis. That's all I require.
Yeah, I know. I'm a big fan of the Uzi. It's not a bad gun in this game. You put on those 41 AE rounds, it suddenly becomes viable. I know once I was getting toasted in a 2K, I pulled it out and started putting in some work in top frag for my team, which was a little concerning. But as we hop into this one here, it looks like trade's going now. We got a sniper on the map from Lou. You love to see that.
Who's already found 2 kills. Shields, the first one we're on board with, will drop, try to come out of Boiler. So for the Nutcrackers who hold on to the P2-sided spawns, it looks like so far Lou's the only one kind of going off cue here when it comes down to what weapons we're going to be seeing. We'll actually go to the pistol here he's 3-0. He's making it work, making it happen. HDR, he's going to find himself an MP5 as a secondary. And Lou's sitting here saying, why are you guys trying so hard? I'm sitting here at 3-0. Oh my goodness, if he gets the jump snipe for his 4th, that would have been unreal. But a 12-point lead so far for the Nutcrackers as they're holding onto the hill, plus the rotation for P2.
Yeah, everyone else not quite having the fun that we were expecting to see so far. But MP5s, if you use them right, they are very fun to use. Lou's still alive on a 5-3 over by that rock. Ended up picking up that MP5 pickup 2 there. As we look over towards P2, it looks like it's going to be the Nutcrackers locking down spawns.
And again, you can see all in their clan tags what schools these players represent. Rutgers, obviously, for Lou, as he jump on board with Fnatic, most notably for Grand Canyon University, had a very good season, but will be cut down by Tested, who we'll see play later today as he plays for Georgia Southern. And the rest of those, I'm sure, are relatively self-explanatory through. Some Big Ten representation here between the Illini of the University of Illinois and the Boilermakers of Purdue, between Shields and Benji. And Simpstachios will actually find a way to break here into P2 pretty early. So with 37 seconds, Benji trying to go for a knife, instead catches a fist, and with that, it looked like an attempt for a break, but Fnatic holds on with Pistachio watching over him, and we'll get ourselves a tie game.
Yeah, I was not really expecting that quick and clean of a break from the side of the Simpstachios. I know going into this, neither of these teams obviously have practiced together at all. So teamwork is just going to come down to how are the comms doing and how many. I guess if you've played a lot of 10s, you probably are better at picking up teammates and playing like this. But looking over towards P3, it looks like Nutcrackers on the early rotation once again.
They got this set up in the middle of the map as well, which will do well to try to zone off this minecart area. Good smoke coming through, trying to give some room here for the Simpstachios to make their way forward. But Report Velux will combine for a handful and slow things down pretty considerably, but the Simpstachios will actually get the spawns back towards boxes. So will this be red? The answer is yes. As look at the rotation from the Nutcrackers. Everyone just rotating right through where the A-Dom flag is to try to stop this from coming through. And it's a pretty solid read for the Nutcrackers as they deal with it and still hold the time.
Yeah, it looks like Lou's put away the sniper rifle. It looks like we're seeing an actual competitive game go on here with the standard meta, which is a little bit interesting for an all-star game. But, you know, I'm pretty excited to see how this one goes out with these teams actually using meta weapons. Because, I mean, it is an all-star game. All of these players are incredibly talented. I mean, you see Mr. J Pistachio there holding on a heady with an M4, something he's done for UTD all season long.
And here it is, the EMP drone also coming out from Pistachio. He's been sitting on this for a while, saying that there very well could be a possibility to see this field upgrade come into play as potential quote-unquote meta. And how about those shots from Benji? That'll do well for a double up. Get some help from Pistachio, who also finds a double. And we've got a tie game, 61-61, and a relatively 50-50 rotation coming through for P4, with the exception of Lou, who's locking things down from the old hill. Has found himself 3 kills, actually, just watching this rotation. How about a 4th kill? He's actually looking for potentially a 5th, will eventually be shut down, but it's Connor who moves forward from UTK to try to deal with the zone in front of the green alley.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this P4 hill, it's usually a scrap hill. It's a little bit contest heavy, but right now it looks like everyone's just very happy to fight for spawns over towards P5. I mean, the gunfight's going back and forth. Testin able to pick up 2. Now the kill feed's starting to light up blue.
Trying to get their way through here. 88 points is where it'll stop for the Nutcrackers. 5 men down. That'll be Simpstachios coming through the EMP drone once again and just buzzing its way forward. Not going to find anything besides just the information, which will again be good for the Simpstachios to figure out where exactly they want to set up, as the Nutcrackers making their way through the bottom side of the minimap through woods while also pinching through boxes. Derek Fnatic, he's found himself 2. Looking for one more on the inside. It's Benji who cleans things up. Again, one of the front runners from the Purdue Boilermakers squad, really showcasing why exactly he was an all-star. He's already 15-12.
I mean, looking across the scoreboard at some other players here, a little bit of up and down the side of Simpstachios, even though they are holding this narrow lead. On the side of the Nutcrackers, you got Lou pretty much carrying his team so far with 17-9 with that AR and the sniper rifle at the beginning of the game. But looking over towards this next rotation, it looks like Simpstachios are going to be able to lock down P2 spawns for now. But those are so difficult to hold because basically, once again, first hill, just contest heavy. Because that's really what you want. You want that P2 money hill.
Well, one more push here for the Nutcrackers coming out of cold to try to influence those spawns like you mentioned. It's Benji who's the first one up. He's found 1 kill. Got some help here from Fnatic, and he will find the double. Connor trying to make his way through bathrooms is actually opening up an opportunity for the Nutcrackers to spawn in. Benji's the only player back here for the Simpstachios, doing what they can to just essentially block spawns or find little pinches here or there while he hopefully gets some help here in the near future. There's 1 kill. He's on 3 straight this life, and that very well might be enough to influence these spawns. Maybe not yet, as you see players in blue are still spawning by the coal mine entrance. Benji will eventually be dealt with, and with that, the Nutcrackers should hold on to the P2 spawns coming through in the next 20 seconds. But while all this has occurred, the Simpstachios have found the better part of 40 seconds on the center platform, giving them a 139-104 lead.
Yeah, that's one thing. If you focus too heavy on getting those spawns and blocking spawns, I mean, there still is another hill popped up. P1, you can soak time if the opponents are so focused on spawns that they're not putting any contest time into that. As this new hard point pops up here, looks like the Nutcrackers are going to still have that original P2 spawns and be spawning water tower because the pressure is coming in from the crates. Mr. J Pistachio unable to find one, gets traded out by report. Fnatic with a big 2-piece and a team kill coming in from Lou on to Connor. That's not what you want trying to break a hill.
We need Coders to get some help here. He's just 9-23. The sole representative of Arizona State. Had a really good season, to be fair. One of the main reasons why the ASU team, I think, was able to get their way not just into playoffs, but at a relatively solid seed from the West. A couple of surprise games here or there, which really kept them from being a major threat in the West, but still a solid team nonetheless. He'll find his 10th kill before he drops. Shields also having a little bit of a tough time at 11-22, but still, the Simpstachios in the lead here, 167-124, tested for 3 kills as he gets a lineup right through the coal staircase. And as we rotate from 2 to 3, it's the team in red, Nutcrackers, that are holding on to the rotation once again.
Yeah, I think the teamwork coming through from Simpstachios is just somewhat better so far because they're not really doing too hot in the slang department when you look at the two teams. They're able to hold on to that lead. They're finding the important kills. Valix with a big 4-piece there. 2 with the MP5, 1 with the pistol, 1 with the nade. That was disgusting.
Well, it's still enough for Simpstachios to find a way through boxes again. Have Nutcrackers red this. They're all looking the correct direction. Tastin is able to find 1. Coders drops report pushing through, trying to find a way to influence these spawns back the other way, and it looks like they've done just that, as Shields is really the only player here with Benji. Again, our Big Ten duo for the Simpstachios, trying to hold on to the scrap time. Again, this is where Lou started to pop off last time around, finding a number of kills straight just by holding on to P3. Looks like he was trying to go for a rotation to the 4th hill, though, and as we get our final seconds through, it'll be a 170-185 game. Simpstachios currently sitting right in front of this P4 hill, but again, for the Nutcrackers, it's not just how do you break in and contest this 4th hill, but can you still hold on to the spawn through the eventual P5 while doing so?
I mean, I think it's pretty... you just got to have someone playing back, watching that P3 area to make sure no one kind of sneaks through for those P5 spawns. Looks like the side of Simpstachios are going to be stuck out at P2 still, these P4 spawns. Looking at the scoreboard here, between these two teams, I mean, you got to call out Coders having a rough performance so far. I do believe he's in California now, so that could be an issue.
Oh, true.
Because I know that was one thing during playoffs that ASU was struggling to find good hosts because, I mean, West Coast teams, most of our league is East Coast or Midwest. It's just kind of tough in that department.
Not a lot of action happening in the middle of the prairie states. We don't have a lot from Nebraska, Oklahoma, Colorado. I guess we do have UCCS and we do have Oklahoma State, but nothing in Nevada, nothing in Utah. Oh, okay, never mind. We do have Utah, the University of.
Yeah, but honestly, there's not really anything going on there.
I say that because he actually went there.
I went there. I was their coach this season. We struggled a little bit, so we didn't end up making playoffs.
But here we go. It's going to be a 205-207 game. The Nutcrackers in the lead and currently just have 1 more member trying to lock down P5 while the pinch from the natural spawns come through from the coal mine area. It's a big final 20 seconds to the mix here for P5. The Simpstachios are actually opted to send Benji back to try to lock down what will eventually be the P2 spawns, but if the Nutcrackers can take the final 12 seconds, which it looks like they're going to, they could just win the game off the first hard point. They might not even care about these second set spawns.
Yeah, I think that's something that teams, even like fully formed teams in the CCL might struggle with, is they focus too much on P2 spawns because generally that's what you want to do, but if you don't contest for long enough, you're going to end up losing the game. Yeah. Connor able to pick up 2 on that push towards this P1 hill. I mean, they're still spawning out. That's a big issue. But if they rack up all this time, it does not matter.
It might not at all. And now here's where things get really dangerous for the Simpstachios, because now you've got to flood through for this P1 contest. But while you do that, the Nutcrackers could very well just send 1 player back for the spawns. A 5-man feed, though, comes through for the Simpstachios, but they still have to contest for another 20 seconds just to see this series extend to the second hard point. And right as soon as the Nutcrackers spawn up, they find a 5-man feed, although one of them was a feed kill. The damage might just be done. Shields trying to play from the backside of Rock. Can't find the kill. Neither can the one from the Water M. 249, 250, 216. Nutcrackers take map number 1.
I mean, looking through that, like we said, Simpstachios just got stuck focusing on making sure they didn't lose those spawns. They were looking back over towards Water Tower. They were spinning around in circles, you know. And at this point, it ended up costing them the game right here.
Tough scenes. I mean, again, you mentioned it. It's everyone's mindset going from 5 into 1 is play for the P2 spawns. But when you've got a score total of 220 plus, sometimes it's not the best play. Sometimes you want to put the pressure on P1, zone out the middle of the map, and then try to make that contest happen, because what you end up saw happening right there is the simple fact that for the Simpstachios, they were so worried about the P2 spawns. They never fully zoned out the middle. And again, like we mentioned, that's just where the game could be won. So Nutcrackers up 1-0. Again, just as a reminder for joining us here late, these are teams that are picked from the 2 solid teams. We essentially did a full all-star ballot and poll. We had a first team and a second team. All these players made one of those 2 teams. A couple of the players that I'm sure would have wanted to be used are also still playing in the Challengers Cup. So that's why we might not have the full first teams playing up against each other, but we're going to be seeing all 5 maps regardless of what the map count ends up being. So hopefully we'll get some fun here in the search. We saw Lou. He wanted to pull out the sniper rifle and the gunrunner hardpoint. I'm hoping we get not just 1, not just 2, but hopefully closer to 10 snipers at some point in time in this St. Petro search.
Yeah, I mean, thinking about search and destroy, it's a game mode where weird things work. That's why top teams sometimes don't like playing people who don't know what they're doing, because you never know what's going to happen. So these kind of weird strategies, I think we're going to see a little bit more of in this one, especially since it's an all-star game. You have to expect something weird to come out. You have to expect Mr. J Pistachio to continue to use that EMP drone that he swears by. I mean, it does help. It does give a map ping for those of you who don't know. If you don't break GAs so far, I mean, you don't know that it gives you a free ping. So that could be exciting to see what kind of strats come out in this one.
We'll see what happens. It's funny that you mentioned the whole the sniper rifle catching people off guard. I'm thinking back to that payload map last year, Black Ops 4, where Optic pulled out 4 out of 5 for the sniper rifles and actually dominated with it.
Yeah.
That was against 100 Thieves too, wasn't it?
I believe so. It's like I said, weird things work in S&D because you only have 1 life. So as we load into this one, it looks like the side of the Nutcrackers start out on offense, and it's going to be a standard A hit.
Well, here we go. It's going to be knives. They've agreed to a knife fight. Let's see it. It's all going to be turning up blue so far. It's Condog by himself. He's got to make some magic happen in the Simpstachios. It's a knife fight in the back alley, and they take it. Oh boy, that's so much fun. That's literally West Side Story style right there.
As soon as I say it's a standard hit, and then you see 5 players rushing through bombs, say everyone knives in hand. That was anything but standard right there.
Love to see it. Love to see it. I imagine this second round will probably be more with traditional weapons. Although secretly I might be hoping that it's not. But it looks like so far running out of spawn, it will indeed be more traditional weapons, as the Simpstachios are going to full 5-man commit to going towards the B side of the map.
I think this might work, because these all-star teams, they're going to come up with a plan before every round, and they're all going to commit. So this might become very competitive as testing gets traded out by Fnatic after picking up Benji. Looks like they're going to be able to make some noise over towards this B site. It looks like Fnatic is going to be sneaking in here. He's going to see the backside of Valix here, put some shots down, but as that's happening, Coders and Pistachio pick up 2 shields with a 3rd on the Valix. I mean, right now, this is looking all Simpstachios.
Sure is. Say, Fnatic, you've got the bomb, brother. Just go over and plant it, but it doesn't make a difference because Condog couldn't do much from behind. As Coders will come up from behind and find the kill from the flank, no problem. So 2 rounds here. I'll say quickly, although one of them more for fun than anything else, but still, the Simpstachios looking good so far in this search and destroy. And I'm wondering at which round do they all sit there and agree that we'll be doing 10 snipers, because I have to figure it's going to happen. Has to happen.
Yeah, if we don't see it, I'm going to dip from this call and go down to theirs and actually request it. Because this is an all-star game S&D. You have to have a 5v5 sniper round. Looks like Teston's going to be hitting the mid flank with DS here. This could work out for him. He's going to spot 2, if not 3 here. But he ends up getting traded out by Benji. Unlucky.
Velux, though, coming back through the middle of the trams, able to find a double up. So it will actually be numbers for the Nutcrackers. Coders up top. Velux not slowing down. He was very upset with the top 12 finish that Full Sail had. And that was my other kind of consideration, that for most of these guys, they have obviously been knocked out of the playoffs, most recently yesterday. And maybe a little bit of reprieve trying to be built in, or some kind of a revenge built into this matchup for some of these guys. But Coder's now by himself in a 1v2. Lou is attempting to snipe things out with the HDR from the side of the river, so definitely an opportunity here. If Coders can find one, would make for a very even or possibly lopsided 1v1 in his favor.
Yeah, looks like he's going to catch Valix rotating over, but Valix winning the gunfight mid-map, snapping right there to be able to pick up that kill. Not quite sure I expected him to be able to get that reaction time, but I should say I have played late night Michael Myers CCL 10s with Valix. This guy goes hard in every single game he plays. It doesn't matter if it's for fun. He dominates. So I expect him to kind of put in that effort into this one.
Well, Velux has definitely gotten himself a little bit of experience playing through the path to pro as well. Might be feeling a little bit of fire to try to get to the next level. As we see a FAMAS was out in the mix there for a second. And look at there, here we go. Mr. J Pistachio, EMP drone ready to go. He's going to see 4 members stacked over to A, send it that direction. And what happens here for the Simpstachios? It's just so interesting, you know, like honestly, realistically, I think there is a world where this EMP drone could find an insane amount of value, especially in search and destroy. This comes down to the timing of when you use it. But so far, trades will actually be completely even for a 3-on-3, while the A side has been taken by the Simpstachios. Report is still existing on the backside, and Lou in the apartment complex is still available for a potential clutch up as he finds Fnatic, who I imagine was relatively weakened by the fight that he had previously with Velux.
Yeah, and one thing that was mentioned, Report picking that up quickly. One thing that was mentioned by Lou before this game is that he was going to shoot Derek Fnatic's body every time he killed him. Did not see it there. Was he lying to me? That's a little bit upsetting, but as you can see right there, FAMAS coming out, able to pick up that one there. As this one goes 2-2, this is very close so far.
Shame, though, if he's lying to you. That's all I care about now. Now I got to know. you
That's
don't
crazy.
Lie to Papa Stens. It doesn't happen.
I mean, if we want another leaked intel here, our League Ops Director, Heat, told Mr. J Pistachio that I could not play in this All-Star game as a representative of Staff Team A, and that is what really upset me this morning.
That's real tough. Again, Stens is the greatest to ever do it. Destin is going to hard stick to get the plant down as Pistachio finds a snipe actually in the A site onto Velux. Report still with the FAMAS able to take down Coders to a 4v4 action happening. And it's Condog who's actually inside the site, as Fnatic will eventually take care of Tested. 3-on-3 action. Fnatic also weakened up. Condog will deal with him before he can get the full peak. Shields up top, as it looks like the Simpstachios have pulled out more sniper rifles than traditionally we see. Deagle up close, finds the kill. Report actually gets an assassination onto Benji. So it's Shields in a 1v2, plus a defuse needed, and there's not enough time to do it.
Yeah, but is he going to get the collat? No, he finds one. No, this is doable. I had to go quiet there. Knife ends up beating the sniper rifle on that one. Unfortunate stuff for Shields there, but Condog right here, as you can see, going for the knife, ends up getting it right into the back.
That moment you were talking about, Stents, the assassinations are starting to come through as we get to the middle part of this Petro search. 3-2 the score, though. Things looking a little bit better so far for the Nutcrackers as they found the previous 3 rounds in a row. And I see 1, at least 2, looks like 3, 4, maybe a 5th sniper here again for the Simpstachios. Will they be met on the battlefield with 5 others? Rutgers Lou, he's found 1. Pistachio with the trade. Yep, it looks like this is all snipers coming in. All right, baby, let's see who's got it. So far, numbers advantage for the Simpstachios, but there's still Report trying to contest up close.
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted to see here. Is he going to whip out the pistol? No, he's out of ammo. Ends up getting the beat down onto Test and Shields, using his fists instead of the boomstick. A different kind of boomstick there. Looks like Report's going to be looking to get 1, but he's finding 2 on him. Is there going to be a team kill here? The no-scope onto Shields. My, that was disgusting.
And the Nutcrackers will take our 10-man sniper round. 4 rounds in a row, though, here for the Nutcrackers. I'm a little bit surprised nobody went out and like actually built out a class with like an ACOG scope or something, just to be a little cheesy if this were to happen.
Yeah, put an ACOG on the short barrel. Maybe, I guess you can't put on a laser because of the CBL rules, but yeah, get the quick scopes ready.
Love it. That's actually how I finished up my Black Ops 4 days, just running around with the Koshka in firing range. Trying to
So
get
you're one of those guys. Okay.
I tried to be. You got to remember, me and a controller do not necessarily get along as well as me and a mouse and a keyboard. So we tried to be good doing it, but looks like we got another full sniper round coming through. Nope, just kidding. Tested pulls out the pistol. BM. Coder's able to find one more, but it is a 3v3. The Nutcrackers making their way onto A will actually go for a plant. Benji with an SMG. BM.
It's all BM here. I thought this was supposed to be a good vibes all-star game. You got guys whipping out standard meta classes, but there we go. There's an Uzi from Shields. Exactly the kind of stuff we want to see.
Gold Uzi at that. He's put the work in. 1v2 for Testin. Sniper and a pistol. He's playing the bomb time. Shields, I believe, nose is up here. The shots are not good enough. He's actually got an SMG. Testin finds both. What a read this is. We'll see it once again from his perspective, but it's a heck of a play. Picks up the SMG, able to find one, immediately into the second. Another clutch up here as the Nutcrackers continue to build their lead.
Yeah, I mean, if the Simpstachios aren't close, they might end up losing this one. And I mean, I don't know what you can do. Are you going to start breaking the fun of this game, bring out meta guns and start trying? Because then they're really in a lose-lose situation no matter what they do here, unless they somehow turn it around. Looks like the Graw coming out from Shields. I mean, well, the Graw in Warzone is nasty, so I'm not going to say that. Maybe that's a way to get around it. Start using off-meta guns that are still disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, let's be candid. The M13, the Grau, the Kilo, all of them are good ARs. It just, they're not as good as the M4, just barely, I would say. And it doesn't look like Shields has anything on this Grau. I don't think he's used it at all. It's just nothing. It's just a raw vanilla Grau. But Benji will get the bomb stick here at A, pending that he gets some good help from Pistachio up top, which he does. So now it's Velux in a 1v2. Diffuse also required, and he's hitting this from the opposite angle, as I think the Simpstachios have actually realized that their flank was open here. So they'll play things right close to this archway. EMP drone will tag up Velux a touch. Now they definitely know where he is, so this should be a pretty easy kill, and it is. The Simpstachios bounce back, but still a 5-3 count.
Yeah, both of those players on the Simpstachios basically acting as a firing squad. They know where he is. They're both watching lanes, and jumps right into the scope there. That's a free pick for Benji with that HDR. Simpstachios looking to make the comeback. Do we think they have it in them? Are they going to simp hard enough? Are their Twitter fingers ready? We will find out.
Someone notify Madison Beer that the Simpstachios are trying to get it done.
I mean, we're lucky we don't have Gaffa in here. Otherwise, we'd have some Maddie Klein tweets in here too.
I still don't understand why people like that TV show. It's so bad.
I haven't watched it yet, so I'm not going to talk trash.
Dude, it's really bad. It's actually awful. The story is as thin as the paper it's written on, dude. It's so bad. I watched the first 2 episodes just because it was top 10, and I was like, yeah, I can't. This show is just absolutely terrible. Report finds to double up with the knife as he's just running around, Freddy Krueger style. And Condog able to take one down as well. So now it's just down to Coders for a 1v2. And Report, I don't think he's going to give up this knife. He sees Coders coming up, and oh, they're all going to go for the knife kills. And a slide through, slashing and dicing, looking solid. And well, now it's just a Condog versus Coders matchup, and it's going to be knives, and Coders takes second as well. 5-4 the score. Simpstachios still in it.
I was questioning Connor throwing out a stun there too, using tacticals in a knife fight. I guess he was stuck with a pistol there. That's a little unfortunate. He can't join in on the knife fight. But going forward, Simpstachios are making this one close. They're making the run. And I can see the tweets already. Once again, it's just, for all we know, Justin's live tweeting every moment of this match.
Set up, dude. He's got the draft set up. Here we go. Kilo, 100 rounds.
The Stormtrooper gun, we'd love to see that.
All right. And there's a couple of these, and Panic will find one kill. Shields another with the AK, which as memed on as it is, I will say in the Japanese regions, one of the main ARs for Little and Vertex actually uses the AK as the main AR for his team. No joke.
I mean, the AK, it dumps a lot of damage. The problem is that kick is just a little bit strange, especially if you compare it to the Kilo or to the M4, I mean, or the Gra even. All of those guns have much easier recoil to control. It's like Valek's going to pick up one over towards this bomb site here. Condog with the snipe onto Mr. J Pistachio, and Benji ends up getting traded out by Velux.
So it's just down to Coders, who once again wants the knife. Found 2 kills last time. Oh, it's moving real fast. I think he might have lost track of a couple of players. Here is the stun that ends up hitting, and Condog actually nearly gets a beatdown into play. Coders dead silent. Back and forth. Coders fuzz it again for another double up. We're going to go around 11.
Coders is clutching up for this Simpstachio teams. He needs to be signed to a knife fight contract now with the way he is performing so far. He is clutching up in these rounds harder than Mr. J Pistachio tries to tweet at UT Dallas.
That's true. That's very true. Well, here we go. Round 11. What are we going to get? Are they going to play this one close to the chest and actually go to see who can win this map flat out, or are we going to see some more memes? So far, it looks like this is a pretty stock entrance, with the exception of the Simpstachios, who are full flooding the middle. It's all knives again. They want to go back and turn to the knives. Coders at the second. Condog up top. Batman moves. He finds 2. He finds 3. Condog getting it done. Not the 4th, though. Coders, do you have it in you? A 1v3 knife situation.
That Batman move was actually disgusting. There's no other way to put that. He's Superman down onto him with a knife and finds 3. Condog, unfortunately for him, his team bopped out of playoffs, I believe, at T16 UTK. So he's just putting on a show for everyone here for us. But right now, it looks like Coder's going to get trapped between those 2 players. Ends up getting traded out. The Nutcrackers take this one. This is exactly what I wanted to see. I don't know about you, Shift.
No, that's 100% what I wanted to see. We got a couple of full-on rounds that made us second guess, and then we got treated to what we actually wanted. Full knives, full snipers. We got to see everything. 100-round mags. We love this. It's exactly what an all-star game is supposed to look like. But regardless, how about this, though? The Nutcrackers will find themselves up 2 maps to 0, and even though we'll play it through all 5, the last thing I think Mr. J Pistachio and this Simpstachio squad wants is to know that, hey, we technically got 3-0'd. On the opposite side, for the Nutcrackers, the last thing they want is to get reverse sweep. So this is pretty perfect. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I think if you end up getting 3-0'd, if Simpstachios end up getting 3-0'd here, I don't know how Justin's going to live that one down. As the captain of this squad, I can see the sad boy hour tweets coming out. It's Marvin's room. I mean, that's just honestly, I expect that already. They're down 0-2, and especially if they get 5-0'd, I don't know if he's going to show his face until next season.
I mean, hey, we already saw the free agent post come out last night after they got eliminated, unfortunately. So who knows? Who knows? There's a lot of, sad boy hours very well could be hitting us here soon, right around the time that happy hour normally would, ironic as that is. But it's Hackney Yard for the domination. And this is where I really expect to see some of these SMGs really show up. For Simpstachio's side, I'm hoping that Coders has a better run this time around in this respawn than he did in the first, just to make sure that he's got himself right in the mix. And he says that, okay, Arizona State, got you. We're repping Sun Devils out here. We're not going to be embarrassing.
A little bit of Pac-12 representation out there.
Yeah.
That's something close to my heart here. I mean, I'd love to see them do well. As long as BYU's not in here, I'm okay, you know.
Is that the full rivalry? It's not Utah State. It's Utah and BYU.
Utah BYU, the holy war, man. That's what it is.
Oh God, dude, I cannot. We're going to just get sent on a recruiting mission, though, to get some of these schools involved. And again, if you're out there wondering how you could get involved with the CCL, of course, this is just a little fun show match with some all-star players. But we will be getting much more serious in the near future, as we'll have our preview show set up for our final 5 teams, as we're doing losers quarterfinals, semis, losers finals, all the way up until the grand finals, where Texas A&M is currently awaiting whoever will try to take them down, not just once, but potentially twice in best of 5s. Things, again, have been looking good for Texas A&M throughout the Western Division of the regular season and as well in the playoffs. But anything can happen. So if you're out there and you want to participate in anything CCL related, of course, this is the conclusion of our regular season, but we're hoping that there will be some kind of a summer showcase and kind of a fall farewell tournament to Modern Warfare, as well as a fall welcoming tournament to whatever our upcoming title will be for Call of Duty. And that will be likely open to anybody at any school, even if you participated in season 2 or not. So make sure you head over to our Discord. !Discord will get you there. Talk to our staff and management team to see how exactly you can get involved in future things CCL. But we're starting things up here, Stents. It's going to be Hackney Yard for the Dom. And again, like you mentioned, there's not a lot of practice for these two teams. And I'm expecting, because of that, the spawns are going to be pretty wild all over the place. Just simply due to the fact that no one's going to be hitting things together.
I expect P2 might actually get broken. This could be very interesting, because I do believe I just got word they did not want to play a Dom. So I believe we're getting a hard point coming through in this one for map number 3.
What a bunch of goobers. Yeah, okay, so it is hard point, not domination. Tested back with the grout. As we're going to get some likely team weapons in play here. Yep, there's the Uzi up top for Coders for first blood. And with that kill, the Simpstachios from the unpreferred side off the rip will make their move across. Rutgers Lou, he's also rocking the ground. He's able to find a couple of kills with it, as this one looks like there's absolutely nothing on it as well. Just a raw ground. No, he's got an operator on it. He's got a couple of attachments set up, but doesn't make a difference, because the MP7s with the Uzi and Simpstachios will make the work come through. And how about this scope from Report?
Woo! He insta-melted Pistachio on that one. See ya. Try playing for P2 on that one. But kills going back and forth between these two teams, but all of this time for this P1 Hill is going the side of the Nutcrackers. Lou just going off with that Graw.
Bipod sniper scope on an M4 there for a moment. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of everything. All the off-meta weapons. Fnatic! That's a kilo with 1,000,000 rounds. He's just going to try to spam everybody up, but Coders is popping off here at the Uzi. He's 5 and 3.
And Valix rocking the P90, something you want to see. The P90, a classic Call of Duty gun. I mean, Pistachio using Semtex. I mean, look at the kill feed. There is literally not a repeat of any weapon so far.
I was kind of hoping that with that scope and the bipod, that he would have gone for the SOCOM rounds.
I agree. Was that a throwing knife from Report? A flaming throwing knife under shields? Oh, wow. These guys are really going hard in this one. This is I could not have asked for anything better. I don't know if I would have. I'm just going to go out and put it out there, all right? I'm much preferring this to a domination. Just going to say it.
But think about how fun it would have been to see a domination with these weapons. That would have been a whole nother level of meme-worthy. But regardless, the Simpstachios holding on to P2 with 10 seconds left. We'll have a pretty much dead-even game here, Stents, with the exception of the fact that Lou actually breaks through again. He's actually 8 and 3 with this growl, putting in some work. Shields, again, looking for the flaming throwing knives. He's just going to hold a corner. Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
No, what he's doing, he's blocking spawns, and he's anchoring spawns that his team doesn't want. That's honestly what he was doing right there.
Big brain plays, obviously. Here it comes.
The All-Star game.
Looking for the knife. Gets stolen away from him. The Lux is actually going to town here as well. He's on 6 straight with the P90. He's got 50 in the mag plus 229 more just in case he needs it. And, well, Nutcrackers doing pretty solid here. They'll be up 90 to 40. And Velux is smoking with this P90. He's on 8 straight.
I mean, you're seeing knives, flaming throwing knives, P90s lighting up the scoreboard for the side of the Nutcrackers as they take a little bit of a commanding lead here. Here we go.
Got him.
Beautiful stuff there. Beautiful stuff from Condog. It's exactly another one. His teammates stole it.
Velux
that one. That's gotta hurt for the side of Condog. That's gonna ruin Team Chem there. They might blow the game now because they're gonna be upset. Condog's gonna start shooting his teammates.
5-man feed, 6-man feed for the Simpstachios, 7-man feed for the Simpstachios. They need a full 60. Not need it, but they would love a full 60 to make this game back to even, as it looks like most of the knives have been put away in favor of the weapons. But this scope for Jay on the ground is going to make full use. Okay, right through the smoke, says thank you very much. Now we're breaking GAs. Jay's able to find another. He's on 3 straight, looking for a 4th. He finds it. This weapon is disgusting. We also have obviously way more than 1 smoke per team coming out. As Mr. J Pistachio continues to utilize these thermal scopes, almost gets the turn on, but that will not occur. But regardless, you said they would have loved to have a full 60. They nearly get that. 106 to 90 will be the score.
Yeah, I think honestly, they might just break out Warzone classes at this point and just see what sticks. Because that thermal growl with smokes is exactly something I would use in Warzone. That's just the way it is.
Knife coming out for Shields. He's still rocking the flaming knife. Wants to, I was gonna say maybe he goes for the assassination here. As Shields is on a rampage, moving on through with 7 in a row. And he's got quite the Uzi class set up. Is that a long barrel with a Merc grip? And the flaming knife ball nearly connects. Will not find the kill, but the Simpstachios holding on to the P5 side. 108, 108. The lead will flip in favor of our team in blue.
I mean, I don't think you can look at stats too much into this one, but if you look at the side of the Simpstachios, pretty even performance across the board. But the side of the Nutcrackers, it looks like Lou and Valix are the ones doing the heavy lifting in the slaying department so far. That could just be the nature of the guns they're using. I mean, Valix with the P90 just seems unstoppable. There's the flaming knife kill by report. And Valix picks up another 2 with that P90. It's just, is the P90 going to be meta now? I don't think so, but Valix looks pretty comfortable using it.
19 kills in total, not to be too outdone as Lou at 18 and 9. Putting in a lot of work. Want to try to take it seriously. Connor able to find one, but unfortunately takes out a teammate with it. 137, 115 the scores. We go to our second rotation of hills here, and the Nutcrackers are possessing the P2 side with as well, currently holding on to the P1 hill itself. A lot of smoke coming through. It's going to look like a raven here with all of these lasers and thermals and smokes that are coming out. And Jay, he sees one shoulder, going to change up the angle a little bit, does get taken down, and that'll be the Nutcrackers retaking the lead right back into their favor.
Yeah, I think that strat you're seeing right now kind of why GAs exist. I mean, if we're going to be honest. Because if we saw this in a CDL match, I might lose a gasket right there.
Yep. It was funny. I remember, you know, for those that don't know, like Black Ops 4 was my first COD, like back to paying attention to Call of Duty since the first Modern Warfare, like the old COD 4. And I remember, you know, back then I played mouse and keyboard on ProMod, and I was like, why are there so many GAs? And then I picked up the controller, and Black Ops 4 was like, oh, okay, that's why double stock is banned on this song. Like, it just became very evident very quickly. And you're seeing that exact instance here once again with all these smoke thermals, silencers, everything coming to play. But a 178, 137 score here, 30 seconds to play for on P2, which will be a 5-man feat for the Simpstachios on the break. So we'll have a pretty much dead even game as we go to the smokestack next.
Yeah, we're seeing one of these hybrid scopes once again on an MP7. Not sure I agree with that choice. I don't think that would be fun. As he spams the switch, I don't know. Benji can use any gun and find success. He's rocking that and sitting at 18 and 17 for the Simpstachios. Shields finds 2 with that disgusting Uzi with 41 AE rounds. That's the one gun I'd actually like to see in the new meta. I know Curb is out there probably watching in chat right now. He's a big proponent of that Uzi. But Valix, once again, still making a case for that P90, finding another 2-piece.
Shields able to find the last bullet in the mag for one. And Coders is, again, he's playing pretty darn well with this Uzi. You're not lying. I think it's one of those things that, like, Warzone might just impact some of the consideration for meta, because, let's be honest, because it's one of the default SMGs you find on the ground right now, people are saying, hey, this gun's actually pretty good.
Yeah, I know it recently, like a few months ago, it got that huge buff because it was honestly just the worst gun in the game, statistically speaking.
Yeah, the kickback, the rate of fire, the damage, all of it terrible, but that has changed. Velux, though, headshot after headshot, 7 straight for him as he finds himself above 30 kills. The Nutcrackers, though, again, we will play all 5 maps, but this would be a technical 3-0 unless the Simpstachios can find a way back into this game. And that's something that even with as many memes as we're seeing in map 2, map 3, it's something that you know Lou will hold over Jay's head for at least a while.
I mean,
after
the playoff performance from Rutgers, Lou is looking for something he can hold on to for next season. This is what he needs. And looking at his performance right now, that's why he's going hard. 30 and 16. He's double positive almost, trying to get his team to that 3-0.
It's the definition of, like, yeah, I'm not using an M4, so, like, I'm not trying, but he's totally trying with this growl, let's be honest.
Yeah.
He's just giving the facade that he's not because of the weapon that he's using. He's definitely playing his heart out, though. 222, 176. Can't win it here anymore, so it's going to be down to P5, which Tested currently holds the back side of this. Coders tries to make a breakthrough. Not going to happen. You also got Fnatic up top, I believe. He'll be taken down. And the rotation will be held for the Nutcrackers, who are looking to close things out here on this Docks Warehouse building.
Yeah, I mean, this is one hill that's another money hill on this map. Both P2 and this P4 are P5 are pretty good money hills, just based on the nature of the map. They're both on the complete edges of the map. If you block both quadrants, they're going to be spawning out pretty far, so you can hold it pretty well here. But it looks like they're just going to play for kills here. Is the side of the Nutcrackers.
Connor will decide that he's just going to end the game, though. So 250 to 176 in a very thrilling game of Hackney Yard Hardpoint. Nutcrackers will go up 3-0 in the map count, but like we mentioned, we will play all 5 maps because, hey, these guys deserve it. They put their hearts, they worked their hearts out all the way through the regular season. You know, it was funny, Stens. I don't know how much you were in the conversation pool when we were looking at the early rosters as far as, like, what are the early power rankings, you know, what teams are going to be good, what teams are going to be bad. And it's funny because you take a look at some of the teams that represented here. We had no idea if Arizona State was going to be any good. We had no idea if GCU was going to be able to hold up the same kind of effort that they had in previous years. We had no idea what Full Sail was going to bring to the mix, but they've all looked really, really good. And these players are a big portion of it. Kind of the same thing with UT Dallas. I remember like talking to Justin before, and he was like, I can't even find 5 guys to play. Like, I want to play in the CCL, but I can't even find 5 guys. And then they finished top 12. Pretty impressive, to say the least.
I mean, that's one of the things that I love about the CCL is that you find these hidden talents from across the country, really across the continent for North America. I mean, these players, if you have to go out and find people to play with 5 from the same school, that's not easy to do. You're not going to just say, hey, yeah, I know these good AMs I play with, and they all go to the same school. That usually doesn't happen outside of, say, Humber, because of the nature of Humber being one of the largest universities in Canada. So, I mean, you have to find, and I think it really helps with, you know, teaching these new players. So a lot of times you're not going to find 5 competitive players. You're going to find maybe 1, 2, 3 competitive players. You're going to find some pubs players, and you want to have a team. So you got to teach them, bring them into the competitive scene. Because, I mean, pubs players, especially in this game of skill-based matchmaking, I don't know. I get toasted in pubs a lot. So they could just be nasty, and they just need to unlock that competitive potential, really.
It is tough, right? I mean, there's no set rank system in this game outside of the, like you mentioned, the skill-based matchmaking that we kind of inherently got with Title. But it's kind of hard, I think, to find those players unless you have good promotions and social media presence from whatever your esports club or varsity program is. And then you, like you mentioned, schools like Humber, big school in Toronto, but you also have Full Sail, which is, again, I won't say like an esports or video game centric school, but they kind of promote their academia around the media world as a whole, whether it's sound production, music production, esports, video game development, things like that. Everything else is kind of up in the air. You know, I think you kind of have to give some credit to some of the bigger schools that are able to find players as well as they have. You know, you look at Texas A&M, massive school in Texas, obviously, but it's just weird because in the traditional like Division I NCAA schools, like the video game clubs and varsity programs are still relatively frowned upon. And then you start to see these kind of out of nowhere schools that focus specifically on things like, hey, we have an esports program, come to our school for that. You know, that's kind of like your Concords of the world. They're able to put together a really solid group of 5. And maybe you have more players, more potential players, I guess I should say, at bigger schools, but it's still finding them and getting them on the same page, like you mentioned, can be very difficult. So for these 10 players in specific, you know, you got to give credit for them representing their schools and doing a good job, essentially, maybe not necessarily being the true captain or leader for those teams, but getting them on the right page, I think is kind of the way I want to frame it.
Yeah, I mean, you see so many big schools. I know Utah, when I first started the team here in season 1, it took a lot for me to find 5 players, and it's a relatively big Pac-12 school with a good esports program. But still, I mean, a lot of these programs don't focus on COD because it's a console esport. So even then, there's that line of, okay, it's a little bit difficult for them to support because they can't just use the PCs that are in the labs to, you know, have these programs run on. So I know for me, finding players a little bit difficult. Ended up finding 5 players. Not everyone had comp experience, so it was a learning curve for sure. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're still playing COD. You're representing your school, and that's what for most of these players it is. It gives them a reason to play Call of Duty. It gives them a reason to grind, and I think that's one of the biggest things the CCL does for these teams.
100%. And I know it says a 0K for the hard point, But since we just played Hardpoint, the players are looking to, again, flex a third game mode in the mix. We'll keep that a little bit secret and hidden, though, for a moment. But you're not going to want to miss map 4 here as we're about to load into it. It's going to be, I don't even know what to expect. I have no idea of what to expect coming through in what map mode combo you guys are about to see. But Pog Champs, get them ready in the chat, because as soon as you see it load up, you're going to be in for a wild ride. I don't even know how this is going to be scored. I honestly have zero idea how to even read this from any sort of a casting standpoint. So we're just going to sit here and banter and vamp and just watch these guys have some fun on this 4th map. As it looks like I was a little bit worried that after being 3-0, the Simpstachios would want to try to at least make it respectable. Now they don't care. They're just playing for fun here. And yeah, this is going to be a thrilling map number 4.
Yeah, I mean, for all we know, it could be a gunfight. I don't know. That could happen game 5, have a 5v5 gunfight on one of those really small maps and just, see what happens. Because I know that was something we did as a staff really early on in the game at the CCL. We did like a 12v12 gunfight. Oh, Speedball CTF.
Speedball CTF, boys and girls. 10 players on one of the smallest maps of the game. What could possibly go wrong? I wouldn't be surprised to see this just come down to game time. I don't know if we'll see a single capture with this many players on.
As we say that. All I know is I've played Condog and Speedball CTF to warm up. He is disgusting at this game mode. That's the only way to put it.
He's disgusting at this game, I think, is the easier way of putting things. As the flag will be captured first for Nutcrackers. And you know what? It's interesting, and I don't think we've ever actually talked about this, Stens. When CTF was put into the custom game match, maybe you've actually played. I know some of the CCL guys got in and did 10s on the CTF map rotation. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, domination's terrible. Put in CTF. CTF is no better at this type of game.
Yeah, no, I remember we played it on a few maps. Gunrunner was probably the only one where it was kind of viable, but at the same time, the map design, the game's not built. It's not going to work out well. I think domination does indeed work better than capture the flag in this game. That does not mean that Speedball CTF isn't one of the most fun game modes in this game.
And the Nutcrackers are putting him in a huge spawn trap. That'll be enough to grab the flag and try to make their way over. But similarly so, the flag has also been captured from the blue side. A couple of back and forces. Now you're looking at Condog once again, trying to run forward. Blue flag in hand, will slide on in. 3-0 for the Nutcrackers, running away with this one here early.
Yeah, I wonder if there's indeed, I know usually when I play a 2v2 Speedball, I think the flag limit's 5 aside. Don't quote me on that. Yeah. But, so this one could end pretty quickly here if the Simpstachios don't find a way to shut down Condog, Valix, and Report.
Well, Report is just taking out the 100-round mags. Throwing as many bullets in the map as he possibly can. Keep everybody weak. But here it comes the Simpstachios, making their first good offensive hit over towards the Nutcrackers' side. That should lead to a capture. Coder's trying to make his way forward, gets some help from his teammates, wraps around, and he'll slide on forward for the first score for the Simpstachios.
That was a beautiful coordinated push. Are the comms actually on point for the Simpstachios going forward here? Are they? I mean, are they done just bashing their heads against the wall on this one? Because honestly, Speedball CTF, you kind of have to have a little bit of strategy because there's not very many places people can spawn. So if you have good comms, you can put people into the spawn trap like you saw the Nutcrackers do, and like they're doing again.
Yeah, Velux on 6 straight. Condog is at 20-7 already, by the way. He's absolutely insane. Velux on his 7th kill, 18-8, wants to make a play for the flag. Will grab it, makes his way back through the obstacle course, but the Simpstachios now finding some favor in the kill feed, and they have got a capture of their own potentially here, and a score for Benji. 3-2, it's the Simpstachios working their way right back in.
Just watching this gameplay, I think you're seeing the reason why Battle Beaver and Scuff are doing so well business-wise since the launch of Modern Warfare. just looking at the movement on these players, I'm looking down at my PS4 controller here, I'm thinking, wow, my hands would hurt.
I see Executioner in the chat saying, forget Dom, this should be map 3 every time. And there is no mode, it's just you play Speedball CTF map 3, period. That's all it is every single time. Simpstachio was the first time we've seen an AUG in the mix. will find only one before he drops. Condog is 24-9.
He's just sitting over here, put him in the spawn trap on these barrels, as is the rest of his team. Beautiful stuff from Condog. Ends up getting traded out by Fnatic. That's a big two-piece. I mean, we can attempt to cast this all we want, but it's so chaotic. I mean, look at that kill feed. It's literally constantly moving.
Well, you want action? You got action. That's exactly what's coming through here. And you've got 40 seconds left. 3-2 the current score, and the Simpstachios just to draw things up. Maybe make one more good hit here, but the kill feed doesn't favor them. The Nutcrackers looking for one more capture. That's report with the flag. Smokes. Oh boy, if we break GA smokes here, this entire map is about to be filled with smokes.
Yeah, with 10 players on the map, you could literally fill the entirety of this map with those smokes. It looks like going into halftime here, Nutcrackers gonna be up 5-2 with a last-second cap from Condog. I don't know if the Simpstachios can recover in this one. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, they spawned on bad side, so.
Isn't there really a bad side
No,
in
I don't think
CCL?
But you mentioned it. This is one of those plays. Testing, popping off, finds a handful. Velux, great half for him. Condog, great half for him. But a 5-2 total. I thought it was for sure it was going to just be a 3-2 finish, but those last two captures came through furiously. No stock Uzi. Couple MP5 still in the hands. Just a couple of sniper rifles ringing out.
Wow, Shields able to find one with that one on the report. I mean, I think this is just a balance of how hard are these teams? Who wants to try with that MP5, and who wants to have a little bit of fun with these off-meta weapons? Shields with that Uzi finds two Hadjis. Condog report going down to that one. But, I mean, looking at the scoreboard, all of these, no one's really like struggling. I think that's just a sign of, yeah, both teams are not using all meta things.
I really just want to see the entire map filled with smoke. I really want to see it. But I don't think we're going to have that happen here. We've got another 4 minutes to play through. Another capture comes out, though, this time for Mr. J. Pistachio. 5-3 the score.
I think that might be the first time. Yeah, I think that might be the first time I've seen Mr. J. Pistachio put an OBJ work across the entire team.
His entire CCL career.
I think that's something that he relies on Cocaine and Enviage to do for him.
Especially Enviage, he's been mostly the hill guy for UT Dallas.
Oh,
but here we go.
There.
Potential for, I know, it's small shot. But he fills the role well. I mean, that's the whole thing. I have no problem saying that. He has to do some analysis work for those guys, and he does the role very well for his squad. Someone's got to do it. Shields, another double up. Again, the Simpstachios trying to make their way over for another capture, but not finding a lot of favor across the map at the moment. As Velux is 41-18, 42. Will drop though. Still an impressive game. Just the raw skill that you see from a player like Velux.
I'm curious to see how many kills is he actually going to be able to pick up in this map as he finds another 2, make it 3. I mean, 45 kills so far. Could we reach triple digits in a 10-minute CTF game here?
He's got 3 minutes left. The timing would not be in his favor, but he's on track to break through 70, which is insane. Report. Big barrel drums coming into play. Velux on now is another 6 kills in a row this life. Make it 7. Make it maybe 8. Nope, we're gonna get that one stolen away. But there's 50-19 for Velux. Doesn't have any captures, but, well, when you're killing like that, it's going to open up space for your squad, but still not a capture coming through for the Nutcrackers.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be able to get some team wipes here just based upon the way the map is. There's so many people on the map, and you can literally see most of the map from anywhere on the map. So it's going to be difficult to find unless you are able to get those clean wipes and be able to push the flag quickly. Looks like Connor's going to be able to help his team out to do that. But right now, Nutcrackers still holding that 6-3 lead. And Connor's making a push for 50 as well.
Not too far off of it. 46-18 for him. The MP5. Oh, gets that one stolen away by Velux, but impressive shot nonetheless. Will eventually drop 6-3 to score. Under 2 minutes to play. Simpstachios put together something offensively here. Let's get this one closer. do what you can here. Get at least another score on the board if possible. But again, when no one's even close to the 50 kill mark for the Simpstachios. It's just the simple fact that Kondog Velux are doing everything for the squad.
Yeah, I think that it's just difficult to win when you're being outslayed like that. When you got players who are literally just playing for kills, I mean, that's just how the team is going to work out for you. It's the Nutcrackers are going to continue to lock you into a spawn trap and just farm those kills.
Flag, though, could be captured. There it is. Benji able to pick up the work of his teammate as the flag was dropped just outside the control point. Now 6-4, but we've got 60 seconds to play. Get the Simpstachios put together a miraculous comeback here, and I think more importantly, can Velux find a way to hit the 70 kill threshold? He's at 58. Kondog gets 50. Rutgers, Lou, and Teston at 43 and 44. And no one's even above the 40-point mark for the Simpstachios kill-wise, so again, just now Slayfest coming through with the SMGs and the Nutcrackers.
Can someone get a quick word to the teams to get us an overtime? An overtime speedball where you can cap in like probably 4 seconds. I might. That'd be ridiculous. I know. Season 0, I had an issue on Flat Tower CTF. I lost in overtime by 0.4 seconds. Unfortunate.
That feels bad, man. That feels real bad, man. 12 seconds left. Doesn't look like Velux is going to hit the 70 kill threshold, but he's at 62. Can we get him to 69? Giggity. Can he find 6 more kills in 5 seconds? He's got 64, but not enough in the tank. Nutcrackers will take it 6-4. A very fun one, though. I'm glad that we got that one through. And I imagine we will still play Search and Destroy next for our final map of this showdown, and a potential for a 5-0 for the Nutcrackers. Oh, that would be tough to see, I think, if you're a member of or a fan of the Simpstachios.
I mean, they're doing their job so far. They're cracking the nuts down. Mr. J Pistachio, bottom of his team right there, 27 and 52. They're certainly cracking that nut. That's all I have to say. But
go 64 and 27 was the final tally for Velux. 56 and 22 for Kondog. It's a lot of kills, and nearly 50 kills for Teston, who went 49 and 40. That's insane.
You look at the side of the Simpstachios, you don't have stat lines anywhere close to that. And then you can see that reflected on the scoreboard here.
Yeah. Jay at 27 and 52? What happened? Yikes. Saw the odd come out for a moment there, but yikes indeed.
He was trying to find something to get to work for him, and I don't think he ever found it.
No, never did. But we've got potential, unless the players decide to change things up last minute. Arklov Peak Search and Destroy for our 5th and final map. Again, as far as what our regular schedule will look like after this, we'll be jumping in at the 5 o'clock-ish or so hour, straight into our preview show to break down playoffs as it's happened up until this point. We'll look at not only the brackets themselves, but whose predictions are looking good. Hey, remember that? $100 on the line for the winner. Not mine either. It's actually not terrible, but it's not great.
I had you
either.
to be finishing 4th, so.
Yeah, same, by the way. Yeah, that's tough. And then Rutgers Scarlet going out so early, I think, really messed with a lot of people. But beyond just talking about the bracket as it stands currently, we'll be breaking down the final 5 teams in pretty full fashion before we get into our scheduled actual playoff matches, starting off with Georgia Southern and Carleton. That'll be happening right around the 6 o'clock hour. So we plan to do the preview show right around 30, 45 an hour, depending on how long some things go. But past that, losers semis, losers finals, grand finals, all of those coming up for you guys. So if you've got things to do throughout the day, we hope that you make sure you come on back to check out to see who might be either a repeating champion in Humber, potential repeating champion from season 0 of Georgia Southern, find a way all the way through, or a brand new champion, as Texas A&M Maroon is the team that's currently waiting in the grand finals for whoever comes out of the losers bracket. And obviously a pretty steep advantage for them, having to be beat 2 times in a best of 5, of which they've never lost a best of 5 yet. So favor, I think, in a lot of people's minds would favor towards the Aggies.
I mean, plus they have a whole D'Lo and a whole Landon. No other teams have that.
Tough season.
So,
but Arklov Peak, Search and Destroy coming up next, I believe is what I've been told. Benji, I think that's what you just said. We're ready to go with the lobby here in a minute. Something like that.
It's that.
He says, sure. Okay.
Doesn't
That's
sound
not
too
an answer for
confident.
me,
Yeah.
but that's okay. But yeah, all those things are coming forward again. Just one more kind of little tidbit for you guys again. If you're looking to get involved with the CCL, not just after this regular season, but potentially for season 3, please make sure you join us on Discord. !Discord will get you there. Ask questions, try to find out how you can get involved with your school, or maybe even start your own program if your school does not already have one set up. And of course, beyond that, one more little tidbit. Again, we're right around the $5,000 mark as far as total prize pool for this entire tournament. Every donation to the stream goes directly to that prize pool. So if you're looking to support some of these players or this scene as a whole, any donation would be greatly appreciated. And if you do decide to sub to the channel, the sub money will actually go to operation costs. Things like, again, you see all this insane production coming through, the website that we have up, a lot of things that require some financial backing. So any of your support, obviously meaning a lot here to us at the CCL. We're just waiting on our players to jump on through for the Arklov Peak search. But Stentz, I just want to get your thoughts about this Texas A&M Maroon team really quickly here. And, if there were to be a team out of the other 4 that are still around, who do you think gives them the best shot at potentially beating them in the grand final?
I think looking at all the rest of the teams, if we get the Humber we saw yesterday, that's a very dangerous squad. Apparently, I disappeared a little bit there.
No, you're back. You came back.
Like I was saying, I think Humber is a very dangerous squad. You have Stevie, Toons, Figure. If you have all of those guys popping off at once, that's an incredibly dangerous team that can match that talent level of Texas A&M. I think that's might be the only team to be able to make that matchup that close. But it's a Rust.
Rust, search and destroy. Snipers only, boys. Trick shots only, boys. Let's see it. Lou's having a tough time even finding his sticks right now, by the looks of it. Malux will find an assassination. Lou will actually not get the kill. Condog who finds the shot onto Pistachio. And all right, someone's got to hit one of these at some point in time. This is getting ugly.
But Shields, last one alive for the Simpstachios. What's he going to be doing? We're seeing 360s and throwing knives. Nutcrackers end up taking that round. Nutcrackers, so far, they've looked very, very well trained with these off-meta guns. That's all I have to say.
Oh, and the knife kill to finish things off. Wait, no? Maybe? Almost?
He was knifing the body. I mean,
feels bad.
I mean, you got to think about it. It was a cremation. It was a flaming knife. That was actually respectful. It's a Viking funeral. Send him off. I mean, there's not much more you could ask for.
Well, we'll see how things go here in round number 2. I don't even know where the bomb sites are on this map. But it looks like they're... I don't know. It doesn't make a difference. We're not playing for the bombs here. We're just playing for sniper rifle trick shots coming through.
Benji's going to be able to pick a bomb.
Yeah, he's going to actually try to make a play for the bomb. Trying to go for a little 360. Not going to hit it. Lou, not going to be hit by the quick scope either. It's Lou and Condog now leaving Shields to a 1v many situation. Not going to hit it. And, ooh, nice little finishing shot here. We'll see from the final kill.
I'm curious to see if this was a no-scope or if this was a quick scope right here from Condog. He's got to be playing at 20 cents or something. Look at that gorgeous no-scope there. He's got that short barrel AX50, which is kind of exactly what you want for quick scoping.
I guess I'm just surprised still that we're going with the default optics and we're not seeing anybody pull out an ACOG. I'm sure Marco's having a field day right now, by the way. I'm sure he's looking at this saying, oh, bring me back.
Marco's trying to join the lobby as we speak.
Yeah, he's just hoping that's open. In case that you guys don't know, Marco was actually an insane sniper back in like the Black Ops 2 days. I saw it. Ooh, Condog. Pistachio, are you okay? What are you doing?
Oh, he's baiting. I've never seen him bait before either. What is going on?
Velux by himself, P4. Yeah, he's absolutely baiting. He's just sitting here. Velux, again, he doesn't know how to have fun, I feel like. He's sitting there, he's like that dog that like wants to have fun but doesn't know how to play. It's like it's like, oh yeah, I'll pull out the sniper rifle, I'll do the same things, but oh my goodness, Shields not able to hit from the top ropes, but Velux gets a quick scope. Now it's Coders and Velux in a 1v1.
He's gonna opt to plant bomb here to buy himself a little more time. Coders isn't gonna recognize this play. He's not checking bomb.
No. Gotta see this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay silent for this one. I need my eyes to understand what just happened here.
Oh, I thought he did a whole 360.
I thought I thought it was mid 360.
Darn
but
shame.
still, Valix putting in work right there for the side of the Nutcrackers. Going forward here.
Well.
Yeah, I mean the Simpstachios are not showing any signs of life so far in this series. Down 4-0 in a 5-0 series.
Coders, opportunity, maybe to get one here. No scope misses. Second one does hit on the tested. Okay, looking for another up top. Doesn't quite catch him, but Benji finds a pick. No, Lou, put it away. No pistols. Thank you. Take him off the map. Velux now in a 1v4. Bomb is also already planted, and now Velux is going to the knife. He's trying to weasel his way over. He's going to try to stick this. He's going to get assassinated. Why would he not?
And honestly, could you want anything more from your All-Star game? A 5v5 Rust SMD that I didn't even know was possible. Ending with assassinations like that. A little slit of the knife there by Fnatic.
And everybody else just watching, just around him, huddled up watching.
Is that a cult? Is they forming a cult? The Simpstachios over there, trying to. Let's not get into that. It might get a little too real. But pulling out that thermal scope, as you said, it's interesting. The smokes.
That's just dirty. Nutcrackers doing them dirty. Optics that are coming through with a million smokes. It's just down to Benji for a 1v4. His team has been cheated. Wait a second. Did anyone see him? Okay, they did. I was about to say, whoever planted was running away, and he popped the bomb right in the meantime. But you'll see it from Testin. He just watches him. Hi, guy. Take one of these.
Beautiful stuff there. Flaming throwing knife. A little bit of pizzazz coming through for the Nutcrackers. I mean, is there anything more? Is there anything you'd like to see in the before this All-Star game is concluded? Is there one thing you'd like to see on this map that these players haven't done?
725 slug shots, just for the meme. Just for the meme. The Nutcrackers are really doing them dirty here with these thermals. They really are. Thermals and smokes. This is dirty. Dirty play. Shield's able to find a flaming knife, though. Condog doing what he can to try to track him down. Looking for the easy centering. Not going to be awarded it. Now up and over they go. Looking for the no-scope. Not going to hit. Shield's by himself, by the way, in a 1v3. Oh, my wait. Oh, but Lux fell off. Did he get a hit marker on that, though?
Yeah, he got a hit marker on that one. That is... I'd uninstall game. Especially since he's not in playoffs anymore. It's over. The console's out the window. Pull a Gentry. Right now, Shields kind of opt to plant bomb in this 1v2. Try to bait these players out a little bit, maybe. Or we're going to see a flying snipe from the likes of Testin.
Shields and Tested 1v1. Shields is going to go for it. Misses. Does keep his life, though. Doesn't find the fall damage for this suicide kill. And the last one does touch. Did he actually go for a trick shot, though, is the question.
Let's watch it here on this final kill cam. Is he just going to line it up here? A little bit of a spin, a little bit of a twirl right there. Ends up getting the kill. I don't know. I'd call that a trick shot, but I wouldn't call it, you know, a T1 trick shot.
Yeah, I would rate that 5 out of 10. That's what we should be doing right now. We should be just trying to rate some of these snipes.
Oh, yeah, which one of us is going to be that Russian drudge that just it doesn't give them the full points while everyone else does?
That one right there, what? Maybe a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I call it a 4. Testing falling off, that's a 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10 for style, for sure. I'm telling you, dude, Veloxis doesn't know how to he tries to have fun. It feels like he's doing this whole sniper thing, but he's trying to go for kills. He doesn't know how to calm down. He's 12-3.
Yeah, he wants to be better than everyone else at everything, and you know what? He's showing it right here because it's not like he's not going for trick shots. He's just hitting them.
Lux changing the angle a little bit. 2v3 now. Favor of the Simpstachios. Coder's able to lock down one. No scope at the end will be good enough.
Simpstachios looking good. Now let's take a look at what Fnatic is able to do here on that final kill. Once again, able to take him down as he's being chased with the knife. I mean, just between these two teams, I think looking at the names of the players on both of these rosters, I'd lean towards, I'd probably say the Nutcrackers in terms of raw sniping prowess.
I've got no idea.
But yeah, I don't know, because I don't think there's a lot of players that you'd say, oh, they're the sniper for that team.
Right.
Yeah, for their standard team. So I think that's kind of what makes this a little more interesting. This is even more unstandard, because like if you say, there's no simp of someone's team basically.
Right.
And
Lux will get a flaming knife kill, 2v3. Simpstachios trying to tie things up. Fnatic finds a pick. Lux, last one left. It's to find 3 picks. Jay Pistachio, not quite. Breaks his own knees as he falls on through. Now 1v2. Velux, 13 kills. Knife, oh, just a bit low, but the follow-up kill was good enough. So 4-4 we go.
You gotta get a little bit more loft on that throwing knife there, but it looks like that 360. I like it from Shields. The backpack of Illini Orange throughout most of the regular season and playoffs. That was one team that surprised me going into playoffs. If we bring it back a little bit more on topic. They showed up. They played incredibly well. Playoff crit was in playoff crit form. I mean, Versa was looking good. Grinch, that entire team looked very good so far to cruise to a placing much higher than I know I had them in my predictions.
Yeah, I had them top 12. They finished up top 8. As we go to Deagles for round number 9. All the way through this one. Not a lot of trick shotting going on, just who's got the better pistol hands. Shields from behind will actually get a knife. Velux able to throw one out, and now it's Report and Velux at a 2v2 versus Fnatic and Shields.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting how they're going to opt to play this. Nutcrackers playing very spread apart, so there's no trade there. Fnatic able to find one. And now Velux is left all alone with the ACOG on the Deagle. Find Shields. Is he going to find Fnatic?
Oh, dude.
Like I said, he's having fun. He's just nasty.
So good. These shots are so clean right here. Oh my goodness.
That's ridiculous. That's no other way to put that but ridiculous. Very talented with the thumbs is Velux from Full Sail. I think all season long he's not. I don't think I've ever seen a weak performance from Velux. He's been
I don't think so either. Yeah.
Consistent. Even in stuff like this, he's 16-6. But Coder's able to find 2 there with that Deagle. He's going to be able to see another Condog. He's going to get the best of him. The one tap to the head. Beautiful stuff.
Fnatic connects through the smoke for 1. Up close and personal. Not going to be Condog. Report's going to go to the defuse. Benji and Shields. Last 2 left. No chance here. Sicko. Dog. Lay. No, it doesn't fully find the kill. Connor saves the day. Shields with the knife. 1v1. He slides forward, and we will get the round 11. I'm sure that was predictated. But regardless, round 11. Will it be a 5-0, or can the Simpstachios find a single map?
I gotta lead Nutcrackers in this one. I feel like Velux is gonna find a way to win them this game. That's it. He wants that 5-0 more than I think Justin wants to save a little bit of face.
At the end of the day, Justin could still pull up the fact that Rutgers Charlotte finished top 1 for. Report needs a kill, by the way. He's 0-10. Someone get this man a kill. Benji's pulled out the SMG. He wants to play a little bit more seriously. I'm sure much to the dismay of the Nutcrackers as Simpstachios.
Yeah, Report gonna finish 0-11.
0-11 for Report. And there it is! Simpstachios will not get fully blown out. 1-4 will be the map count. 6-5 here in the final moments of our All-Star show match. That was fun. That was a good time.
I mean, they had to pull out regular guns to do it, though. That's
I know.
the
That's
part.
always going to be there.
It's going to be an asterisk. But yeah,
You're able to
Report
sleep at night.
didn't even have an assist. That's tough.
That is.
0011?
Yeah,
Does that
double
count?
O. Jeez Louise, no score at all. Report, what happened? Regardless, though, again, this was just our all-star show match. A lot of fun. Big shout-outs to all 10 players for getting together, doing it, and having some fun with it. Big shout-out to you, Stents, as well, for coming on and joining me. This was a lot of fun. You're, again, the greatest to ever do it. Stents, find him at Stents_. Literally God tier.
Thank you. I mean, I do it all. I do it all for the CCL. I love it here. But thank you for having me on. I know that you've been avoiding casting with me your entire career. I believe this is the first time we've been on camera together. So
that's not true. We casted a game in season 1.
Did we?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I cast all the time, obviously. So it must have just flown right over my head.
I don't know how you haven't been picked up for the Challengers Cups yet. I mean,
I know it's insane the kind of quality I bring to the desk. But once again, looking at our all-star game so far, all Nutcrackers the entire time. That's all I'm going to say.
All Nutcrackers the entire time, indeed. But as we transition away from some of the fun, we will be segueing over to our preview show to deal with our bracket recap, look at all the predictions that have come through so far as who's on the top of the leaderboard. And as we go through that, we'll be jumping into all of our final 5 teams, breaking down where they currently stand, how they currently look, and where we might expect some of these games upcoming for the rest of the evening to go. So we'll send things to a break while we're away. Don't go too far. Make sure you follow along with all of our channels here on Twitch as well as on Twitter. Make sure you join that Discord as well. When we come back, all of our casters will join us as we'll talk over all of the playoffs thus far and what we're going to be looking forward to tonight with the culmination of Season 2 here on Championship Saturday. Don't go too far. We'll be right back after this break.